Hello and welcome to OTS. I'm going to share you an interesting conversation which I had with a former SSB Bhopal, Kapurthala, Allahabad GTO. I cannot name that, right? He retired in November 2021. So when I went to meet him, right, there was the GTO as well as one interviewing officer. His colleague was there. So we had an interesting conversation of approximately 2 hours. Right, he has set up his own SSB Academy nearby Chandigarh after retirement. Right, and as per the communication, what I perceived is that yes, he is quite updated in terms of SSBs. GTO, I'm saying in terms of GTO because he was himself GTO and the one IO was there. So I wanted to learn from them as well. Learning is the key process because you all are aware that we run that integrated school program as well. So we had ample amount of students who crack NDA written exam, as well as they are called for the TS entry, Naval Btech entry, right? So 10 plus, we are very good in 10 plus 2 level of coaching as well as schooling, the residential program. So since NDA SSBs, TES SSBs were approaching, I went to meet ki yes. So let's suppose, sir, I send you our 22 students for training, right? Which I want ki sare bacche select ho. Every person wants to be selected. So let's suppose when we intake students out of 40 in a school, 20 plus की guarantee हम लेते हैं. When we run an integrated school program, personally I give guarantee for the written exam that you will get the NDA written selection, TS call as well as the Naval Btech entry call, right? So I was interested to know whether he can guarantee that former GTO sir can guarantee the SSB selection. मेरी ये curiosity होती है. I want the best thing, right? Learning from the best. आपसे जितना अच्छा मैं सीख सकूँ मेरे लिए बेहतर है. The first purpose was to learn. Second, to get information as well as clarity about what actually the SSB board looks after a candidate, because I'm still not convinced that what actually they need. So I was interested to put up some question. I had a very healthy conversation. The first question I put up, let's suppose sir I give you 22 students, right, from our school program who has qualified written or got some SSB call, right? How much do you guarantee that yes, at least 7 to 8 will be getting finally recommended? The answer was absolute no. उन्होंने कहा नहीं, there is no guarantee. Sir, I give you for 15 days. He is also running 15 days batch, I think. Right, so he said there is no guarantee. I can get them acquainted. वो उनको जानकारी दे सकते हैं with the GTO process in the ground, all those physical activities involved. But I wanted assurance, so that was not. So even the former GTO who has the experience with 3 board, he said that there is no guarantee of the SSB. My first question, which I was convinced that yes कि हाँ भाई कोई गारंटी नहीं देता, और बाकी कोचिंग बाकी जो आपके जो रिटायर्ड SSB पर्सनल से उनका भी यही कहना होता है कि देयर इज़ नो गारंटी, राइट? सो एक तो ये सवाल. दूसरा, सर व्हाट एक्चुअली यू नीड, मतलब लेट्स सपोज कि सर कैन वी डेवलप द OLQs इन द 14 days मॉडल ऑफ SSB. डू यू थिंक दैट कि OLQs कैन बी इंजेक्टेड, or you can say that OLQs can be brought up in the candidate in 14 days of your training? He said no. The third question, what actually you will do in this 14 days, because the fee is also more or less heavy amount. More or less on an average I have seen that over India presence, the fees for the 15 or 16 days of training is approximately 16 to 20,000, which is not an easy one because written exam की fees मेरे ख्याल से इससे कम देते हैं लोग, right? He said we can only tell you what are the procedure involved in this 14 days, right? 14 दिन में वो आपको सिर्फ ये बताते हैं कि ऐसी SSBs होती है, ये GTO है, ये कैंटिलीवर बीम है, ये बांस बल्ली एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. आपको वहाँ पता चल जाएगा कि GTO में क्या क्या होता है. दैट्स गुड. ऑफ कोर्स लर्निंग तो है ही और सीखना भी चाहिए, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल, राइट? सो देन आई ऑल्सो आस्क्ड कि सर कैन वी हैव ए मॉडल वेर वी कैन ट्रेन स्टूडेंट्स फॉर द, लेट्स सपोज वी हैव एन इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोग्राम 1.5 साल का है, तो हम 1.5 साल में कैंडिडेट को डेवलप कर सकते हैं? So yes, that's of course was an answer, which I firmly believe ki development, or you can say that bringing down the quality, or you can say that inculcating the qualities OLQs which you say, that takes time. ठीक है, टाइम है. बट मैंने कहा कि सर what extra we'll do. Let's suppose कि आपको हम वीक में एक क्लास दे दें. Let's suppose we have a joint up and वीक में एक सेशन चले, ओके, एंड ताकि हमारे पास बच्चों के साथ टाइम बिताने के लिए ज़्यादा समय मिले, राइट? तो what different you will do? But this was the answer which I was not convinced. It's the same thing. He said it is the same thing, but we'll be doing in a slow manner. Second, we'll be having some, giving you the topics which you will prepare and come for the GD. So GD can be developed by any of the faculty, I believe. I don't think that there is specialized GTO needed to inculcate the group discussion qualities among the aspirants, right? Right. So this was the answer which I was, of course, not convinced that ki nahi. So we need some different approach for that, right? The fourth thing, ki sir, what I ask you, let's suppose, sir, we have some students of the territorial army who has, who is all set to qualify PIBs and will be appearing for the SSBs. Apart from that, we have CDS and FCAT students who come for SSBs. Right now, where I'm standing, this is our SSB ground, the integrated school project, right? So how can we make sure that at least 10% रिजल्ट हो? मैंने 10% पे आ गया कि सर आप 10% रिजल्ट की गारंटी लीजिए. Again he completely denied कि no, SSBs are not fool proof. There is no guarantee that you will be going to getting recommended. तो ऐसा कोई full proof mechanism नहीं है. What I learned from that discussion of around 1.5 to 2 hours is that SSB is not foolproof. Second, there is no magical formula for SSB. Third, you need to work upon the body language, the presentation, confidence, knowledge. Knowledge, it's not the rote learning. What he said that, you have to look over the multi-dimensional aspect. So recently that was going over, the Russia-Ukraine. Then only we met actually when the war broke out. So he said that in today's newspaper this is given. So we have to look over the economic importance, military, India, Russia, etc., etc. That's multi-dimensional. They generally put up or look over the point which can be dynamic, right? So you have to add value to your answer. If somebody is talking about Indo-Russia, you cannot talk about something which happened in 1986. Right, and that deal has been delivered in 2016. We cannot put that. That's a rote learning. So you have to stand apart. That's what he said, right? So based on any experience, what I summarize from the discussion, along with the interviewing officer who was present there, right? That dynamic answer, multi-dimensional thinking, and think apart. That does not mean that you cannot abruptly put up anything which is out of context. That's the most important thing. And the fourth one, body language. One more question which actually is important to share with you, right? Sir, what actually looks when the candidate is performing the task in this, let's suppose the GTO ground, right? The physical activities. He said that yes, we look over the agility. That matters because that influences me. If somebody is able to climb ropes sharply, quickly, is doing all the tasks quickly, we have a positive impact and we give marks. Additional उसको देते हैं कि बंदा जल्दी कर गया, right? इसने फटाफट कर लिया, बाकी उससे अलग है, तो इसका impact होता है, right? हल्ला करने का बहुत impact नहीं होता. You don't have to make hue and cry, right? Impact होना चाहिए think apart का, agility, mobility, teamwork, and you can say that intermingling with the candidates. Fourth, they said that they verify, during the conference, they actually verify these things in discussion with their colleagues. Like the interviewing officer will be putting up something in your interview and the GTO has your perception about yourself. They have to match, right? More or less, it cannot be 100% match, but they discuss things that yes, if the interviewing officer says that I think that he has some biased approach or biased idea, the GTO will also put up his points. So that's a blend of thing, and whenever there is a blend of thing, that cannot be absolutely foolproof. So that was a good thing that he actually said that nobody can take the guarantee of SSB, right? The only thing is that you can keep on improving, and yes, that's why I always emphasize upon in the long-term program. I don't believe in this 30 days, 40 days, 50 days kind of classes. I believe in long-term program, result-oriented program, that where we can develop. Let's suppose a गांव का बच्चा आया है, right? Even in our school program, there is someone from the village who don't know, who cannot express himself, जिसको आप introvert बोलते हो. But this can be developed gradually. Nobody can change your persona. Nobody can change your, this kind of, whether you're extrovert or introvert in 10 days or 14 days. You have to work upon this. That's the magical formula. So think about yourself, introspect yourself, work upon it, improve it. SWOT analysis. That's the key to success for the SSBs. That was the gist of the discussion I had with this former GTOs who have recently opened a Viz Academy, right? So that's all what I wanted to share with you. Hope that can be helpful for your discussion. Of course, that was a key learning for me as well. So keep it up. Thank you. Good luck.